Most people actually want to form a connection through things they remember and fun events. This is definitely one of them.
Their music is like really cool. I have their music on my Spotify, and I thought it was a really educational experience because of learning about personal finance and how saving money now can help your future later.
Without a doubt, it was an effective way to reach those kids. I think just the intro with the music kind of puts them in a more relaxed and fun atmosphere than maybe just a traditional classroom would do so. Thought it was a terrific show, phenomenal music, but finished it off with just an awesome message for our students.
He did a really good job connecting music to finances, and then he really reinforced the message that I teach my students every day in my personal finance course.
The band's amazing. They're my new favorite band.
Thank you. We're really glad to be here. It's great to see you all. Why are we here? Well, today we're going to talk a little bit about your future, and we're going to have a lot of fun. But specifically, we're going to talk about your financial future. And what I want you to think about as you're listening today is that money is just a tool. We put a lot of things on what money is, but it's a tool. And if we learn to use it wisely, then we're going to be able to accomplish our hopes and dreams much more quickly. And if we don't learn to use it wisely, then our hopes and dreams might be a little bit delayed. You guys can do anything you want to do. You're at a great time in your lives, and you have lots of wonderful choices, and hopefully what we talked to you about today will make a big impact on you. But before all that serious stuff, we're going to have a great time. Want to introduce to you a really fabulous band, great rock and rollers. Most importantly, every single one of the band members has a great heart. So I'd like to introduce Gooding.
I met drummer Jesse Rich in 7th grade back in Kansas when we won our junior high talent show. After forming several bands together, we met the international man of mystery, Billy Driver. His 5th gig with us was in front of like 18,000 people opening up for Blues Traveler, and I think he was less nervous than we were.
The 4th and final member of the band, Jenny Wood, is also from Kansas, and it took about 2 notes of her singing and playing to know we had to have her in this band.
We toured for about 8 years, hitting every spot we could. We did 800 shows in like 157 cities. We went through all the typical road dog initiation of stolen gears, a van that's set on fire, making ramen in the Motel 6 coffee pots around the country. But all of this made us a family. We stick together, and we make no bones about wanting to reach as many people as possible. Recently, our song Make the Devil Cry was featured on the CBS show Numbers. We've also had songs on Criminal Minds, The Daily Show, MLB Network, ESPN. We even had a track featured in the DVD release of Johnny Cash's Walk the Line. Now that's an honor to say the least. But one of our proudest moments was being invited to Beatrice, Nebraska, where the Drumline there based their halftime show around our music. We got to join them out on the stage, play for the town, and they went on to win the regional competition. We've played shows in every single state in the lower 48. We donated 16 shows to our men and women in the armed forces, and we've been invited to Walter Reed Hospital and for a tour of the White House. We built a fully fan-funded EcoBus, and we've taken it to over 25 high schools to talk to students about their finances and their futures. We got our mascot Little Red plastered on the side so you know exactly when the circus is coming to town. This past year, we were able to meet some amazing people, including some of rock and roll's royalty, David Crosby and Graham Nash, and Chuck Berry. We look forward to seeing you on the road soon.
Longmont, thank you so much. We could not be more thrilled to be with you today. Thank you, guys. I'm going to start you out with a little song about not getting cynical. It's a thing called Mountain. We are so thrilled to be in Colorado on this tour right now. We're all Kansas folks. We're going to sing you a song about being from a small town in Kansas and hearing the trains go by and wanting to get out and hit the road. This is called Ironsides. Hit me. make Billy sing real high in the morning here. Really, sing along once you get it. In the distance you can hear the drums as if the brakeman's tired and his hands are numb. The ground will rumble and the ground will shake. This land is angry and it's ready to take. Run, 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 headed down the track. She lost her way and she ain't coming back. Swords and fire from the cul-de-sac. What we give out is what we get back, and it goes now. Distance from the black and white, explode the quiet of the Colorado night. It took some time to make the big wheels roll, but now she's violent and she's out of control. I say, run, run, barreling down the track. She lost her way and she ain't coming back. Search and fight from the cul-de-sac. Out is what we get back. And Billy, drive us in. Thank you, guys. Folks, that was Billy Driver on the bass. It was Jesse Rich on the drums on the first song. I'm a lucky cat, man. This rhythm section is nuts. We're going to do one more, then we're going to feature Miss Jenny Wood, also from Wichita, Kansas. Let's keep going, though. This is fun. This is a single about a year ago off a record called Buffalo. This is called Hey, Hey. You better get on, get out. Hey, hey, played my little part, played my little part, I better get away now. Down, down, down by the river. Down by the river, one of us is gonna die. Oh, come through. Oh, come by. I wanna look, I wanna look, I wanna look at the world through your eyes. Oh, come through. Oh, a little start, you better move on, run on. Hey, 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 I played my little part, played my little part, I better run away now. Down, down, down by the river.
Down by the river when I thought she was gonna go.
Oh, come through. Oh, but I won't look, I won't look, I won't look at the world through your eyes. Oh, I'll come through. Lover, don't you walk on by. I won't look, I won't look. Hey, it's just a walk on by. I say everything is possible. You say it's all burning down. I say the world is ours to make. You say not just let them drown. I say you better throw a rope down. You say just wait and see. I say the world is on fire. You say just let it be. Haters just to walk on by. I say everything is possible. You say, well, it's all coming down. I say the world is ours to make. You say, not just let them drown. I say we better throw a rope down. You say, just wait and see. I say the world is on fire. You say, just let it be.
Thank you so much, you guys. All right. It's a blast being here with you guys. We're going to play one more tune that's going to feature everybody. And then we're going to come out and talk to you a little bit. So I'm glad you brought us here today. This is going to be a really good morning and afternoon with you guys. Stick around after so we can meet some of you guys and talk to you and hang out a little bit. This is a thing called Dark Horses.
Journeys that's wrong, now I'll say it's time we back and time we right. 'Cause you sleep so dry that I come out, dig in the fear is burning in light. I won't let anybody in. I won't let anybody through. I am standing up for you tonight. You're the only one I want. You're the only one I trust. I would lay down my life for you. Cause they want you, I can go like hell. I say you won't stand this trial alone. 'Cause if the streets out dead in this broken town, should've never crossed us.
It's a cold, cold world. baby, in a naked. Oh, you really hurt me. You really hurt me. The best I could be. You're the only thing that I want. You're the only thing that I trust. Oh, I'm so glad. I can't believe I found me. You're the only thing that I want. You're the only thing that I trust. Oh,
Give it up for Jenny Wood, y'all. Folks, we're gonna take you on home right now. Don't go anywhere. We're gonna play just a couple things we've done for film and television and come back out and talk to you guys. Thank you so much for listening. It's been a blast. It's Jesse Rich, Billy Driver, I'm Gooding, Jenny Wood. Here we go. Let's take them home. 2, 3. We love y'all. Thanks. Thank you guys. We'll be right back out. Gonna go when the night gets cold, when the stars are black and the ground is cold. There you're gonna find me, honey, find me, honey, find me, honey. There you're gonna find me, honey. Right on now, baby, right on.
That's her?
That's definitely her.
She's a dime.
Oh, this girl's more than a dime for
Oh my God, were you in love with this girl already?
Sure, I've seen this girl.
Admire anyone who's honest and straightforward, and there never was any man more honest and straightforward than John.
Game on. That's my move. Give me that ball.
You know what? I'm beginning to like this country already.
What does a broad-shouldered sedan that is the most awarded new car ever have in common with
Thank you guys so much, man. We really appreciate it. It's awesome. Give it up one more time. I'm the luckiest guy in the world. I not only play with some amazing people, but just how lucky to be that good of friends, and they're just incredible musicians. One more time, Jesse Rich on the drums, Billy Driver on the bass, Jenny Wood, guitar and vocals. So you knew I came with a message, right? Here's the thing, folks. I'm here to talk to you about financial literacy. I'm listening for booze. I'm listening for booze, because believe me, go ahead, get it out, let's go. Oh, play more rock and roll, boom. I get it. I get it. When I was in high school, I was sitting in your seat, I would have been thinking the same thing. Like, what does rock and roll and financial literacy possibly have to do with one another? I get it. It's not a very sexy term, financial literacy. Here's my mission, if you will, for the next about 15 minutes tops. I need you to use your imagination and pretend that financial literacy is Latin for freedom. Freedom for what you want to do for yourself, your family, your community, any dream you have burning inside. We're not out here to tell you to be musicians or actors or athletes or anybody else we're about to expose on some of these financial literacy myths. But we do want you to know that getting control of some of this stuff is going to help you get where you want to go even a lot faster than us. Because I made some mistakes too, and I'm happy to tell you about them. But pretend that for me, because that's the link. That's what rock and roll and financial literacy have to do with one another. Freedom. Both things are freedom. I get to play with my best friends, tour around the world. We're going to the UK in about a week. You saw we've been invited to the White House for a private tour. It's been amazing. But it took a lot of hard work, and we made a lot of mistakes. And that's what we want to talk to you about. So let's just jump right in here. This is not actually my grandfather, ladies and gentlemen, but I think you get the picture. This is what I thought the face of financial literacy was.
Goody, you need to get a real job. Music isn't gonna that. So I don't need to hear that. I don't need to hear any of this.
I'm gonna be a rock star, I'm gonna get a record deal, I'll buy my house, I'm gonna live happily ever after. Right? That's what we see. This is what we see, man. I'm from Wichita, Kansas. No record deals were coming through Wichita, Kansas. You guys sit around, we all love it, man. We watch American Idol, we watch X Factor, we figure, man, as long as I got talent, everything's gonna work out. Folks, whatever it is you want to do is gonna require some hard work. This is what he was trying to tell me, but I didn't listen. Here's what he said, he goes, man, you gotta go slow and steady. I was like, well, that sounds incredibly boring, no. I'm gonna go straight to the top. Folks, I'm gonna give you some examples, it's not just this band. Many people in any business, if success comes that fast and they don't have these few very basic fundamentals that we're going to learn together here, if they don't have those, here's what it looks like. Yes! And ladies and gentlemen, there's things out there now. Money's not negative. I'm not here telling you money's negative. But the lack of knowledge about money can be extremely negative on your life. There are programs, things you can sign, mistakes you can make, same-day lenders. I'll get into it. There's things that you have to deal with that I didn't. And zero is not the bottom. You're not going to believe this, but you guys probably, even if you have zero money put away, even if you have no money, you're probably further ahead than most of your heroes, different people we see on film and TV, because they're actually $1 million, $20 million, $50 million. That doesn't seem to matter how much money comes in, expenses rise to meet income. So that's what we're going to talk about. A little bit more of our background. Even though I didn't want to go slow and steady, sometimes you have to go slow and steady to achieve the dream you want to achieve. I moved from outside of Detroit, Michigan to Kansas when I was 12 years old. Met Jesse Rich. We've been playing together our whole lives, ever since. I was really lucky for that. I had somebody else to believe in, somebody else that believed in me. Now, if you're at all like me, I graduated high school. I knew more about geometry, the environment. I was curious about a lot of things, but I knew more about that stuff than I did how to balance a checkbook. And folks, it's a very, very basic, important need that a lot of us aren't getting in schools. Do me a favor, raise your hand if you guys have any financial literacy courses here in Longmont. You guys learning any, is there any actual classes? Okay, great. Our goal and why we put the charity together is to go around the country trying to convince everybody we can that financial literacy, as unsexy as it still sounds, is absolutely something that should be a requirement in every high school in the nation. So, my parents weren't talking about this stuff. Raised by a single mama, she was struggling. She's great. She supported my musical dream. Love my mama. My mama wasn't opening the bills all the time. I learned some of this stuff. Just let it set. I'll fix it later. Got too many credit cards, wasn't paying them off. A lot of mistakes, a lot of things that if you guys get today, you're going to go a lot farther faster than us. But I had some teachers that believed in me, and I had, luckily, this band. But it still took a while. We paid some dues. I'm not going to give you my Kansas work ethic speech because I'm in Colorado. You guys don't want to hear this Kansas business. I understand. Go ahead, G. But we paid some dues. We actually went through about 3 different vans. We used to have a 73.3 on the tree, bunch of rust in the bottom of it. We used to duct tape trash bags to our feet like Barney Rubble when it was getting cold. I understand it's snowing out there right now, so this is a reminder of where we came up. We've cooked ramen in every coffee pot in the Motel 6s in, I don't know, Colorado, Nebraska, Kansas. You gotta put your shoulder against the wheel. DIY, do it yourself. Whatever it is you want. Anything that you guys feel burning inside that you're passionate about. I'm not going to make you tell me. I know some of you don't want to tell your friends because they might hate. They might say, oh, that's never going to happen. Here's what I want to tell you, and it took me a while to learn this too. Let them hate. If anybody, even through the course of these last few minutes that I'm going to have with you, says, what are you doing? Don't take notes. Gooding's talking about making a budget. This, nah. Let them hate. Those same people that are being negative going to be asking you for a job in 10 years. I promise you. The geeks shall inherit the earth. Weed your garden, people. Just get them out of there. So, 10 years on the road, we've had fires, theft, the truck is broke down 100 times, everything you can deal with. We're lucky we got this crazy thing now. We put some solar panels on the top, tried to run it off of fry oil. We're always a new experiment to keep things rolling. But here's the thing. After learning the hard way, we stopped waiting for that record deal. We started doing it ourselves. Go ahead and flip the script, Mr. G. We built our own publishing company, own record label. Everything I just played you guys, all the film and TV stuff, the video games, wrote, recorded, mixed, mastered, engineered, produced, licensed, published, collected the royalties, hired the accountants, hired the lawyers, made sure there was the distributors, etc., etc. Up at dawn, go to bed late. But if you love it, it's okay. Whatever it is that you feel you can make a difference at, as long as you want to work hard, you can be able to get there. So we started doing it ourselves and finally started putting away some money so we could buy all the things you got to do to keep rolling. So 900 shows in 157 cities. You've seen all this on the EPK. We've been around. We're very, very lucky. Things have started to really, really roll. But here's the one thing that changed it. Here's the one thing that turned it around. And geeks, any geeks out there, write this one down, put it in the phone, file it away. Here's one of the keys. Control money or it will control you. Raise your hand if you want to get married someday. Maybe. It's okay. I know this is embarrassing stuff. Raise your hand if you want to buy a house someday. Yeah? Buy a car? If you don't already have a car? Right, yeah, absolutely. Okay, folks. Start a business? Start a business? Anybody play sports? We're going to get to some sports stars. You got some sports? Oh, yes. All right. Here's the thing. If you raise your hand or even thought about raising your hand, everything I'm going to go through right now is going to affect every one of those decisions more than almost anything else. You said you were going to get married. 75% of divorces are resulting from financial stress or miscommunications about money. Only 4 in 100 Americans, by the time they reach 35, are earning more than $35,000. Folks, one more stat for you. 1946, a million years before any of us were born, 22% was the household debt. What that means is for every dollar that came in, we owed about 20 cents on the car or the house. There wasn't a lot of credit cards back then. 2010, today we got, actually this works all the way to 2014, doesn't it? 110%. That means that we owe more than's coming in. Simple way to look at it. This pocket is what you're earning. This pocket's what's going out. Seems simple, right? If more's leaving here than's coming in, you're going to suffer. You're going to suffer in all kinds of ways that we don't even think about. So we're going to get into a little bit of that. More Americans declare bankruptcy than are graduating from college. Who's going to college? Cool. We're going to get into a couple of mistakes I made in college too. Insanity. The more we know, the more we could change our life. Let me show you some people that didn't control their money. Athletes, ladies and gentlemen. Mike Tyson, my man had $300 million. It's back to zero. Check out some of this stuff. 2 Bengal tigers, $150,000. I know you don't think you'd make these mistakes. I get it. I didn't think it would either. It wouldn't be Bengal tigers for me, but it'd be something. It'd be in Target. I got a Bio 7 series DVD set of Sons of Anarchy. Whatever it is, it's called delayed gratification. We got to wait for some of the things we want. The way you look at $1 today is how you're going to look at $1 million. I promise you. Depending on what you get in these next few minutes, this stuff comes and gets us. It really does. So I ask you about sports. 78% of the NFL players, 4 out of 5 for football, 3 out of 5 for basketball, the NBA 60%, broke or financially stressed within 5 years of the contract. Does not matter if the contract is $1 million or $100 million. Same thing. Actors, not doing a whole lot better. Give me Nick Cage, $20 million a film. $20 million a film, just sold off a couple houses and a car. Folks, check this one out. Outfits for Dinosaurs Go. $33,000. Oh my Lord, Nick. That begs the question, how much for the actual Dinosaur skulls? Ladies, female bankruptcy is on the rise, and we're a little bit hypocritical because we have music in some of these shows. You guys watch Kim Kardashian, Jersey Shore, you watching this? Say, Snooki! I know, people get excited. That's awesome. It's fun. I watch this stuff too. These are not mentors, ladies and gentlemen. These are not people we should be modeling. We worked with Quincy Jones and John Hope Bryant out in Los Angeles. We've been living in LA for about 7 years now. You guys remember Quincy Jones, man, produced Michael Jackson, Thriller. Quincy's a bad man. Quincy has something he says that's really cool. He says, we got to make smart sexy again. We got to make smart sexy again. We turn on the TV, we got to realize there's a difference between entertainment and what is actually reality, because all these folks are struggling because they're not going slow and steady like we're talking about. Now, the worst, us musicians. You guys Google rock stars that went broke sometimes. It's fun. It'd be funny for you. It's not so funny for us. We met some of these cats, but Britney Spears, $700 million. You know what she's putting away every year? Zero is what's being saved. I can't lie. I think the divorce from Kevin Federline was actually probably a steal at $600,000, but that's not very nice. Okay, here's the thing, guys. Let me give you a couple good examples, because once again, I want you to leave here not thinking money is negative. I want you to have some control over it so you can do what you want to do. Get out there, help other people, help your communities, give back, this kind of a thing. Here's a couple people that have been giving back. Ladies and gentlemen, Dr. Dre, we just played Compton, California here about a couple weeks ago. Dr. Dre sold beats for $3 billion. That man is close to being a billionaire for his share. Gene Simmons, you saw me acting like an idiot, dressed up like Kiss, when I was 4 years old. Gene Simmons giving back in LA. Smart the whole time, ran that thing like a business. So people say, man, why would rock and rollers have any possible reason or clout or respect enough to talk about finance? This is a small business. Everything we do, we have to save for. Billy does all the merch accounting. Jesse's done the tour accounting forever. We have management, we have lawyers, we have all kinds of stuff. As it's grown, we got a lot of people that help us. It's never just the people on stage. It's a whole bunch of people, all kind of jobs. But the thing about that is, you still have to watch all that. You still have to know where your money is. So those are people that have. All right, who's played the lottery? You guys bought a lottery ticket? All right, we bought some lottery tickets. I'm not going to lie. Callie Rogers, about you guys' age, 16 years old, went from $3 million to broke in 6 years. This isn't a lecture about drugs and alcohol, but you know where I work. I work in rock and roll. We've lost more great people from drugs and alcohol than anything in the world. Worst way you can spend your money ever. She spent her money on that. She spent her money on all kinds of crazy stuff. Back living with her mom. Now, I know it's easy to go, I wouldn't do that. Folks, if you study these lottery winners, same thing. When the money comes this quick, it goes away just as fast. Broke or financially stressed. One more thing I want to mention before I give you the actual facts on how you can beat this and put some money away no matter what it is you're doing. You don't have to be famous. Matter of fact, I think being famous might not being famous might even help you. But here's the thing about it. If you think you're going to inherit some money, same thing. Usually within a generation or two, that money's gone. If you don't have these fundamentals, inheritance won't fix it either. So let's get into it. Here we go. Here is the way to turn this stuff around. SMART goals. It's another thing when I first learned about it, I was like, oh, SMART goals, that sounds a lot of fun. This is simple, and I'm going to do it quickly. Specific. You got to figure out what it is you want to get. We put up here a mountain bike because we're in Colorado, and every time we were in Fort Collins or Boulder, that's all we wanted to do. Come down to Longmont, do some mountain biking. I'll save $200 for the mountain bike. That's specific. That's the one thing I want. Not just whatever I see at the store. Measurable. I'm going to save $20 a month. You can actually put that down. You can write in a journal. Here's what I got to do to get this. Attainable. I'm going to buy a $200 bike. I'm not going to buy a $600 bike. We buy a lot of crazy stuff we don't need. We all do it. We all do it. We're very good at that here in America. Realistic. Is it realistic to save the money from the paycheck? Do you have a job? Do you have to go get a job? You got to write up a budget. You got to put some of the money away. Minimum 10%, whatever comes in off your paycheck, stick it in a savings account. Here's one of the other keys. I told you before, control money or it will control you. Folks, if you do nothing else today, leave and open up a savings account. A lot of people, especially smaller banks, community banks that can help you, credit unions, these folks will open these up for $5 and they'll help you get started. And later on down the line, you can work with an investment firm, somebody like Raymond James who brought us here, and they'll help you get the bigger money. Just real quick, give me all you got for Raymond James. These are some really good people, and they're the folks that helped us get on the road and get this message out. Yes. We donated about, 50, 75 of these shows because it was our passion, and we were very choosy about who we wanted to sponsor us. These are some really good people. They're looking down the line long term. But this is some of the things we talk about with them, too. We've got to be realistic. I was not realistic, sitting in Wichita, Kansas, going, I'm going to get a record deal. Well, what are you going to do that? You got to start a record deal. You have to call radio stations. You're going to have to, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Figure out what your goals are. Put these down. The last one, time-bound. Don't just say someday I'm going to earn the money. Put it on yourself. Put it down on a legal pad, in a journal. This is what I have to make by the end of the week. This is what I have to make by the end of the month. Here's why. Folks, if you start that savings account, and you do the SMART goals, this is unbelievable. I did not believe this. I actually worked it out in a calculator because I thought it was too good to be true. $50 a week, roll tape G, $50 a week. If you can put away $50 a week, and I know that sounds like some money, but especially as you guys get to about age 18, start going off to college, you're going to be able to put away a little bit extra, work a few extra hours, save a little bit of money from crazy stuff that we actually don't need. By the time you are retiring, you got $678,000. That's the average return of 6%. Be thinking of questions. One of the questions I get after this is, well, are you always going to get 6%? This may sound too good to be true, but the average, if you're going through your life, don't pay attention to all the ups and downs of the stock market. Something called a Roth IRA is a good example. A Roth IRA is a great example. One of these things that you got to leave the money alone. You got to put up kind of a brick bunker, save the money. But for your discipline, the bank pays you interest. Raise your hand if you know what compounding interest is. Unsexy term that can be very sexy for your life if you learn it. I promise you. Here's the deal. We call these slipper checks when you go out to your mailbox and get your check instead of having to work every single hour to make a dime. You put away $100, you leave it alone for a little bit, the bank's going to give you $106. Okay, check it out. Now you've invested $106, they're going to pay you 6% on the whole $106, not just yours. Do you see what I'm saying? You're making money on your own money. You're making money while you sleep. I like to say every dollar is a soldier. Leave those dollars out in the field. Let them earn for you. Let them stay in the savings account, the IRA, that kind of thing. They're going to kick back money later in life and make your life a lot easier and allow you to do the kind of things that you want to do. So, here's how it works. If you start at 18, you got $678,000. If you wait till you're 30 years old, I know you guys say, oh, that's a million years ago. I'm going to have all this figured out by then. Folks, you've seen the stats. People seldom do if they don't start today. $460,000 is what you have. Check it out. It's cut in half if you wait till you're 40. You see what I'm saying? That's why we're talking to students. If you guys get ahead of this now, there is no stopping what you guys can achieve and how much you can change your communities and help. Now, I know I keep saying communities. I keep saying give back. I keep saying all these things like, what is he talking about? I'm going to go ahead and get myself in trouble with any local same-day lenders. There's a lot of people that are probably not going to like this message because we feel very strongly that you guys are the future, and there's people that are trying to stop you from earning this money. So I'm going to get into a little bit of that. Go ahead, my man. Oh, very quickly, and I announced Raymond James. If you have any questions for them, talk to them. But folks, once again, I want you to know there's follow-up information here. You can talk to us. We're at Gooding Music. Very easy to find. Funding the Future is our charity. If you go into any local bank, credit union, you can ask these questions. They will help you get started. Roth IRA, put that down. Remember that. There's a lot of different kind of savings accounts. They're not as complex as they seem. So definitely check all that out. Here it is, folks. Here's some things that will kill your soldiers when they're out in the field. Here's some mistakes that I made. Go ahead, G. Campus credit cards are the first thing. When I got out to campus, on KU, we're all Jayhawks. Breaking our hearts to watch WSU and KU play each other, man. I love both those teams. Anyway, I got on campus, and somebody goes, hey, man, you want a toaster? Take a credit card. I said, okay, cool. Free t-shirt? Take another credit card. I'll take 10 credit cards. I'm trying to start a record label. Let's do it. Folks, you do not need 10 credit cards. You need one credit card, and you need to pay it off. You know what a credit score is? FICO score, you heard of this thing? I know, it doesn't sound sexy. I need every single one of you guys to leave this room understanding what a credit score is. I need you to tell everybody that a credit score matters. I'm going to go right into those details here, but the thing is, one credit card, you pay it off, it builds your credit score, it allows you to have a good reputation with the bank to get all the other things that you want to get. Same-day lenders, folks. When I'm talking about community, here's why. The little block that Jesse and I used to ride our little BMX bikes on when we were junior high, dreaming of being rock and rollers, there are now 4 payday loans within 2 blocks of that place, and you can see it. You can see the community struggling because the money that you're making is going to insane amounts of debt. You guys know what same-day lenders are? Payday loans, I don't know what they're called around here. Cash Ferry, Chicken Wing Cash, Cash Money, Money Dollar. These little boxes, man, little boxes, fluorescent lit. They want you guys to think that it's a bank. They got linoleum countertops, they got safety deposit boxes. There's places in the South where you go down the highway, there are more same-day lenders than there are restaurants. There are now more same-day lenders in America than there are Starbucks. This has happened all in the last 15, 20 years. Folks, there used to be usury laws against this stuff. There used to be laws against this. A credit card company could only charge so much. You couldn't have something like a 1,400% loan. And don't get me wrong, once again, money's not negative. Not having the knowledge of money is the problem. There's fine print in there, and they work very hard to make sure that it's confusing to read it. You know how you can beat it? Don't go in there. Do not go into a same-day lender. Do not take the advance off your $100 paycheck. Find a real bank. I get passionate about these guys because I see people's lives getting screwed up. We were just down at the Denver campus yesterday, and a young woman was telling me her story. She's in college, but she cannot figure out how to break this cycle because if you miss one payment, the interest just keeps going. I want to see you guys be lenders. I don't want to see you be borrowers. I want you to be able to help others. I don't want you to get in trouble in the cycle. I've made these mistakes, believe me. Last one, and then we're going to go very quickly over a credit score, and then we'll hang out with you guys. Pay cards. Have you guys heard of a pay card yet? Anybody work at McDonald's, Taco Bell, Walmart, Target? You heard of this stuff? Okay, here's what they do. These are your hours, ladies and gentlemen. They say, okay, well, we got your check ready, but if you want your money now, we can give it to you a couple days early. We'll just give you this little, looks like a credit card. It's got the logo wherever you're working, and they put your money on the card. Doesn't seem like a big deal. Here's the first problem. If it was me, I would be like, cool, I'm in Target right now. I'll spend all my money. I wouldn't put it away. We want to save at least 10%. We talked about that. Here's the other reason it's really messed up what they're doing. Costs you $1 to check your own balance. Folks, it's not in a bank account. It's still waiting. It's still the company's money. You just got it off of their pay card, $1 they're making. $5 to move your money into your own savings account. Up to $5 is what they're charging. Say no to the pay cards. Take the check. Put it in your own savings account. It's a lot easier to save it. One other thing I want to mention too on this same-day lender thing. This just started in Russia. I was talking to a woman down in Denver yesterday that said it just moved over to Germany and England this last couple weeks. There is now ATM machines that are same-day lenders. I know it sounds insane. I can't believe it's legal. I'm hoping it doesn't come to America. But you've got to be careful about that too, that you really know where you're getting your money. A reputable bank will be able to help you. Folks, we're going to wrap it up. The last thing I want you to leave with, credit scores. I'm going to go really quickly. The thing sounds a lot more complex than it is. When you first make any payment, whether it be on a car, you get your first credit card, you're going to start out at about $550. If you do the right thing and pay your cards off on time, it's going to move up very quickly. You get up to $700, $800. That's sterling. That's a great credit score. If you don't pay your bills on time, if you do what I did, I'd owe like $34 on the minimum payment on a credit card. Say $34, I had a $5,000 balance. I had $5,000 out to go on tour. I would go, well, I don't really have that much money this month, but I'm going to be on tour next month. I'll just pay it off next month. Folks, all I had to send them was $34. But I didn't do it. So how can they trust that I'm going to be good with my money? So what they do, they take the credit score down 100 points. Here's the problem. You get down into 400, even 500. You go to get a loan, you go to get a car, you go to get a house. You need some money. You get in some trouble. You got to get something figured out. They're going to go, look, you obviously have been responsible with your money. One of two things are going to happen. Either they're going to charge you a lot of interest, exactly what we don't want. We want you making interest from the bank. We don't want you paying it. or they're going to say, I can't lend you any money. And that's where we end up in these same-day lenders and stuff. So credit score, another thing, doesn't sound sexy, incredibly important. Folks, thank you for listening to all this. If you have any questions, I can't wait to answer them. I'm going to bring the band back out on stage. Take the little postcards, because if you answer like 3 questions on there, we'll give you our new record for free. Come down, take some photos, take some posters. We'll be hanging out as long as you guys want. Once again, Raymond James for bringing us here, and fundingthefuturelive.org, the charity for making this happen. Rita P. We love you guys. Thank you, Longmont. Let's bring back Jesse Rich, Billy Driver, Jenny Wood. Thank you, guys. So who's the brave soul? We got a wireless mic out there? Maybe we can get a couple questions in here if you have time. Awesome. What you got?
How would someone go about opening a savings account if they didn't have a lot of money?
You said opening a savings account, and what was the end of it? They don't have a lot of money. This is the thing I didn't learn until I was out of college. You don't have to have any money. I think maybe $5, $10 someplace. Great question. I really want to drive this home, folks. If you can figure out how to save $5 or $10, you can start a savings account. And the thing is, it's like this mental thing. You know, I was ranting and raving and saying, the way you look at $1, how are you going to look at it if it's $1 million? It really is true. There's an emotional, mental thing that the second you have the savings account, it's already there. Well, it's called savings. Maybe I should save a few more bucks this week. Just taking that first step is a big deal. So, we love credit unions. Community banks are great because they're trying to help people right here. There's not always as many, bylaws and stipulations and longer contracts. Ask somebody about a bank here. And down the line, you get a financial advisor, somebody to help you make more than that 6%. Ask somebody, obviously we trust Raymond James implicitly. But just go, look for a local bank. Ask your parents or your friends, hey, do you know anybody at a bank I could go talk to? $5 to get it started. I'm going to say very quickly, I got this from a guy that runs the Grammys out in LA. I did some speaking for them. He's a good friend of Quincy Jones. And one of the things he said is, folks, you do not have to go to Harvard or Yale. If it's not something that the education is necessarily going to pay back quickly, find a community college, find a state school, find somewhere where, I know it's not always as exciting to be local, but mine the education out of where you're at. Read the extra books, ask the extra questions. It doesn't take as much money if you're willing to work hard. So, and come on down and I'll talk some more. We love y'all. Thank y'all. Have a good day. Raymond James in the house. Thank you. Thank you, Mike G on the sound.
Thank you.